Welcome to this tutorial. Today we will deep dive into the form which is heart of the software, the Task Manager. The Task Manager is a centralized form where all the work is performed by the team member. Each team member has access to their individual Task Manager, where they can view tasks assigned to them and update their progress. Let's open the Task Manager form. Open the side menu and click on Task Manager. You will see two buttons, one for trial codes and one for the checklists. All the trial codes and checklists that were allocated to a person in the work allocation form are displayed here. Let's explore the trial codes first. Click on the Load Trial Codes. You will notice a row appear below the button. Press on the small plus icon on the left side to expand the row. Now you will be able to see all the columns. In the Start, you can see the allocated trial codes appearing here. In the File Name column, the attached Excel file will be present. Since we have no file attached right now, the column is empty, but soon we will attach something here. In the Excel files, all the workings shall be performed and figures will be derived. The derived figures shall be written in the Value as per Working Paper column. These figures shall be used to generate an exception report. That is discussed in a separate tutorial. Percentage of verification will include the percentage of total population verified in the Excel file attached. Note that this figure must be the same as in CRA for final stage. Where only the closing balance is verified, something like 20% can be written. But where the debits and credits have been verified as population, the percentage of verification shall be written as 20% to 30%. First percentage shall represent debit, and the second one, credit. Next column is for the status of working paper. Each cell in this column is a drop-down menu. Only two options are pending or finalized. Once the status is finalized, that specific trial code also starts showing up in the review desk of the reviewers that we defined when we opened the assignment. When you finalize the working paper, don't forget to press the Edit and Update button on the toolbar. If the reviewer adds any review points to that specific trial code, a reference number will appear here. If the reference number is appearing, that means a review point has been added in that trial code. Since there is no reference number appearing, that means no review point is appearing here. File ID column represents the unique identifier for each file that is attached. We also attach the files in the software from here. Click on the File ID column. A drop-down option will appear asking if you want to attach a new file or an existing one. Click on the New and press OK. A dialog box will open. Locate the Excel file you want to attach to the trial code and press OK. You will notice that the file name will start appearing in the File Name column. This means the file has been attached in the Task Manager. If you want to open this file, click on the file name. The software will download the file from Cloud Server and open it. Now close the file and attach another file by clicking on the File ID column. This time, choose the existing option instead of New from the drop-down menu. Once you do, a list of all the files attached in the Task Manager of the logged person will appear. Click the file we attached before. You will notice that the same file will start appearing against the new trial code. File ID is also the same. This means the Excel file was uploaded only once, but we can refer the same file with multiple trial codes, making the source same for all the trial codes. Even if you try to upload the same file again by choosing the New File Attachment option, the file ID will be different, meaning that two files are different. Now what if you wanted to update the file? Will you need to make the changes in your system and then upload the updated file? No, you can update the file right in the software. Click on the file name to open the file. Make the required changes, and then close the file. The only thing extra is that you have to press the Complete Editing button in the bottom right corner. Once you press the button, the changes made in the file will be reflected in the database, making them permanent. The Work Done column contains predefined audit procedures in it for each trial code. The team members can refer these procedures for guidance. Each procedure provides the assertions it addresses. These procedures can be modified through a setup that is discussed in a separate video. The Task Manager also provides 2 additional forms to attach the documents or any supporting evidence that the team member has obtained in the course of audit, as well as any observations or findings identified in the audit. Both of these forms are accessible from the buttons in the lower part of the form. One form is Documents, and the second one is called Findings. Since both of the forms are identical in its interface, let's explore one of it to understand both of them. Click on the Add Findings button to open the Findings form. Now press on the Add button in the toolbar to add a new record. Now, one thing to note is that finding can either be related to a specific trial code or a general nature. For example, if the finding or observations is related to property, plant, equipment, accumulated depreciation, then this trial code will be selected by clicking on the field Trial Code, and then the trial code will be selected. Write the observation in the Findings field. If there is an attachment related to the finding you want to attach, you can do so by clicking on the Attachment field and then selecting the file from the dialog box. Press the Add Findings to the Grid button. You will notice that the finding has been added to the grid below. If you want to add another finding, repeat the process. You can attach as many findings as you like. Once done, you can save the record. Close the form. The Documents form is identical to the Findings form. You can add any supporting evidence or other documents in that form. The documents can be specific to a trial code, or they can be general in nature. Last thing to explore is checklists. Click on the Open Checklists button to view the checklists allocated in the Work Allocation form. The Task Manager also displays checklists assigned to each team member. Students can fill out these checklists as part of their allocated work and finalize them when completed, making them available for review. These checklists include the checklists for planning of the audit, its execution, and its finalization. The structure of the form is pretty similar to the Task Manager when trial codes are loaded. If you want to open a checklist, click on its name. This will take you to another form where the detailed content of the checklist is displayed. Each checklist has its own content, except for a few cases where users have the option to attach their own checklist in the form of an Excel file. To add a new checklist, press the Add button on the toolbar. Once you do, the checklist data will be populated. You can then fill out the checklist and save the record. After saving the checklist and closing the form, you will notice that its serial number now appears in the Task Manager. This indicates that the checklist has been filled. If you attempt to fill out the checklist again by clicking on its name, the software will display a message informing you that the checklist has already been completed. If you need to open a previously filled checklist for review, simply click on its serial number. This will open the same record you filled earlier. You can finalize checklists in the same manner as described earlier for trial codes. This concludes our thorough review of the Task Manager. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for more tutorials.